Okay, guys, this is a travel update about what's going on in Colombia here for all you would-be travelers or people who already have something programmed on Traveling Eddie, and we're going places. And here's the situation: there's no news yet about the restrictions beginning for tomorrow until Monday next week. But until today, everything is all as normal. 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. at night curfew, and people can go out at this moment, and they have pico y cédula in terms of your last digit number on your ID to go into banks and commercial establishments, but not restricted to restaurants or hotels, only to banks and commercial establishments, shops and everything, malls and of that nature, and gyms too. And there are more protests coming on, and Gustavo Petro has called to action for people to have a massive protest on this Friday, May 28th, to commemorate the 1 month beginning of the protests, which began back on April 28th, and they're going to be all over the country, Bogota and everything. And Gustavo Petro, if you don't know, he was a former guerrilla leader, part of the guerrilla movement. I think it was M19 or whatever. I don't remember exactly. And they did a lot of crazy stuff back in 1986 and before that. And then those that were pardoned, that laid down their weapons and disbanded, I think he was part of that group, M19. And if not, then I'm wrong. But anyway, he's a big political figure here in Colombia and part of the socialist communist movement party, whatever they call it these days. So it's not painting a pretty picture. So I would stay away from traveling to Colombia unless you really want to come, because we don't know how things are going to turn out and whatnot. And there are more protests going on every day. And I even had some information from a student of mine that because of all these protests and national strikes and blocking roads in Colombia for delivering essential medicines and raw materials and food and grains and vegetables and everything, the supply is getting lower in many areas. Companies are considering cutting back workforce by firing people because they don't have the raw material they need to produce the products they need to produce, and it's getting worse, not getting better in terms of other levels. So take that into consideration. There are 3 protest marches organized for today in Medellin, in the Medellin-Aburrá Valley. One is a feminine protest that they're going to congregate somewhere in Medellin, I don't remember. And poor people are just getting poorer. There's an index thing I read in the news yesterday and this morning that from 0 to 1 representing total inequality in terms of money, that Colombia is at 0.54 in 2020. We don't know about this year, and people are just getting poorer and poorer. The gap between rich and poor is widening big time. So this is another reason possibly why more people are joining the protests, because the poor are getting poorer and there's no help in sight for them. They're losing their jobs, their daily income, because they make money on a daily basis. They're called informal workers from the informal economy. They don't have a contract. They don't get a weekly paycheck deposited into their bank account. They don't have a bank account. That's how poor they are. Because to have a bank account, you got to pay monthly maintenance fee. And in Colombia, there's like 10,000 or 11,000 pesos, and that's money they don't have. The poor are so poor. So really reconsider traveling to Colombia right now if you're afraid of what's going on. If you're brave or fearless, then come on down. But we don't know which way this is going to go. It might go sideways. So let's wait and see. I'll give you another report tomorrow in terms of what kind of restrictions are going to be in place for Antioquia and Medellin at least. And I don't know if the rest of the country from tomorrow, Tuesday, May 25th until May 31st, which is, they'll tell us if the weekend will be locked down or not. COVID-19 cases and all of that stuff, hospital ICU occupation levels and all this. Sorry, I'm not the bearer of good news, but it's not me. I'm just telling you what's going on. Bogota, Cali, Medellin, Cúcuta, Cartagena, Pereira, so many places, major cities and towns. Everyone is affected. Everyone. Even me. Salary-wise, I've had a lot of people cancel classes because of this and that. Everybody's. And I'm not even hit that hard as the poor are. I'm not rich. I'm just living month to month with my paycheck. And making ends meet and a little more. But the poor can't even make ends meet.